As a gaming community, I do find that we are a lot like other communities in the sense that we are divided. We have the consumers, the everyday man who just buys the games, publishers, developers, you can even put streamers and YouTubers in their own category, game journalists as well, and honestly, we're divided. We differ on opinions a lot. Even within that same division, within the division in the community, we can disagree on things. One thing I find a lot of us disagree on is pre-orders. Publishers and game developers, for the most part, they want you to pre-order their games. 9 out of 10 times, they just want you to buy their games. I think about how a lot of people in the community will tell you to not pre-order their games. I mean, some reviewers, specifically like YouTubers and game journalists, they'll get their games ahead of time. YouTubers that review games, they usually tell you to buy this game now, wait for it, or just don't buy it at all. This seems to be a pretty good rule. A lot of them I find out are not using numbers. But another thing they may tell you is just to not pre-order the game. Don't trust these people with their money, because there's been a lot of times people have been screwed. Like the first Battlefront, people were not very happy. I mean, I know it has its fan base, but the first Battlefront, people weren't very happy. No Man's Sky, some people were disappointed as well, and like the list just goes on and on of games that just kind of disappointed. Honestly, that is a pretty good rule. Just wait and see how these games are before you pre-order them. Don't give them your money. Publishers are wise to the fact, though, that you may not want to pre-order your game knowing you're not going to get anything from it, and you're just risking your money for a game you don't like, so they thought of pre-order bonuses. And pre-order bonuses, you can imagine, is stuff you get for pre-ordering. And I don't mean when you go to EB Games or some store and you just pay $5 so they have the game ready for you on release date. I mean like paying for the full game to get codes to multiple things. Some of the pre-order bonuses you can get can be sometimes skins, different maps, some avatars. I first thought of the idea of this video with my sister. She pre-ordered Gravity Rush 2, and she was telling me she needs PSN cards. It's like, why not just go to the EB Games, use your debit card or whatever? And he said if she gets it through the PSN network, she can get 2 avatars and a soundtrack. I realize if you pre-order a game, you will get exclusive things which nobody else can get, unless they decide to make some of the pre-order bonuses just DLC at a different time. If you pay attention to a lot of these shooters that are coming out now, the online multiplayer ones, if you pre-order the game, you'll probably get access to the beta before the game actually launches, and there really is just a number of things that people do to get through the Kickstarter. Because that's an irreplaceable experience, like getting into the beta before it comes out. It's the beta for the game, so eventually everyone will have it, though. Another method that these publishers and developers, it's hard to tell who's calling most of the shots, but I imagine it'd be the publishers use is, they'll make special editions of the game, not just with, like, DLC, but I had a friend who pre-ordered a special edition of Assassin's Creed Unity. It came with, I saw an arm blade or disc throwing thing or something like that, and he felt pretty screwed by the game, but he was enticed to buy it because of these extra things you can get. And with these limited editions that exist, you can't always get them. I feel like it's okay that this is a practice that is done. Obviously, people need a little bit of edge. They want you to buy their game. Some people may feel cheated because they didn't pre-order, they're not going to get certain things. And certain things you just have to take a risk for. Like, if you want special editions, get that at launch, pre-ordered ahead of time, because not everybody gets to get it. They're special. Other things, though, to pre-order, like what my sister got for Gravity Rush 2, 2 avatars and a soundtrack, that's minimal. You're not missing out much if you don't pre-order it. And even though most people will tell you to not pre-order games because, you don't trust these developers, you've been hurt so many times before, I think there should be a time you can and cannot do it. I'm not saying you should pre-order every game just because you like the last one, because that's a philosophy to get yourself screwed, most likely. If a series goes on long enough, there'll probably be at least one game in the franchise you're like, this was a bad game or very mediocre, I want my money back, something along those lines. Honestly, I do believe in the rule, though, that you should pre-order a game from a developer you trust. Like, I trust Naughty Dog so hard. Last of Us and Uncharted 2, like, oh my god, those games are good, but everyone tells you they're good. Last of Us 2 is coming out maybe 2019, maybe 2018, and when that comes out, I'm pre-ordering, because, like, I trust Naughty Dog. They haven't screwed me before. That rule with Naughty Dog, though, doesn't just apply to every developer, because let's say you're a big fan of the Call of Duty series. Some people hate it, other people love it. If you're paying attention, you notice that not all the Call of Duty games are published by the same studio. They're published by Infinity Ward's Treyarch and Sledgehammer game. And if you take a look and see what games you like of Call of Duty, which ones you don't like, maybe it's a specific studio that's making your game, so you gotta pay attention to that. So necessarily just trusting the publisher alone is not just the best idea. Unless you really, I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. Publishers are sketchy. I know Ubisoft kind of makes the publish the games. I find them a bit sketchy. People in EA, I don't even finish that sentence, people in EA. Yeah, you do. There are some things, though, that I really think you should consider when pre-ordering games. Obviously, if you like the studio or developers or publisher or whatever, but, they're just known for just screwing you, you're probably better off not pre-ordering it. Honestly, I don't feel good about saying this next part, but I would like hesitate hard on pre-ordering indie or Kickstarter games. Starting first with Kickstarter. Kickstarter is almost just an entire L. There's been a few good Kickstarter games like Shovel Knight, oh my god, good. And then there's just been a bunch of disappointment like Mighty Number 9. And like the list goes on of the games that are on the terrible side of Kickstarter. Maybe some okay games. For the most part, Kickstarter has proven to be unreliable because even though a lot of Kickstarter's gotten people's hopes up, you see a lot of people say they donated to Kickstarters and then the game just gets delayed infinitely. I don't think a game being delayed is a problem. The problem is like when it comes out and it's garbage, it is bad. I think that is a very clear problem. With Kickstarters, you may think, oh my god, it's the original team that made Mega Man or made Metro, that made some other game, and you may think, wow, these people are awesome. They must make a good game. And then they don't. I don't know why. It's just like all logic defeats itself. You have no idea how hyped it was for Mighty Number 9, and then it came out, and to be fair, I have not played it. I didn't actually get it. I heard it was shit, and then I didn't play it, but come on, it's Mighty Number 9. Is anyone really gonna defend Mighty Number 9 in the comics right now? No? Anyway, addressing indie games though, I'd say don't pre-order for them because they're smaller studios and like you never know what's gonna happen. I know like with all these big companies, sometimes you'll see the game mess up though, but like they have a lot of resources, money, and budget to work with. And some of these indie studios, they make a game, barely make enough, and tries like, all right, let's make another game. And for all you know, it's like, they ran out of money halfway through, or the game's just garbage. But let's say if there's an indie company you trust that's still making good games out there, that's awesome. You'll see a lot of indie games go out of business just because they didn't have a big market and they didn't make that many sales. Even if one game, it was an indie game, it did good, and they're doing a sequel, I'm thinking, how much money do you really have to be doing a sequel when you're making this? Or I don't know. There's just a number of things that can go wrong with indie just because of how small they are. Especially because some indie studios, they're just known for making that one game or, I don't know, one series, or like they make a few games, but they're known for that one big game, and you may like it, but like you ultimately don't know what else they're gonna do. Like Studio MDHR, they made Cuphead. Only game they made, first one they made. Like I love Cuphead. I'm terrible at it, and I'm literally stuck in World 2 right now, but I love Cuphead. And they made it, but I didn't pre-order the game though. One, because I didn't think there was any pre-order bonuses, but also because I didn't know the studio. This game was looking interesting, but I could not take that risk. And there's some games which you may think it looks good, but like don't pre-order them unless you have a compelling reason to. Honestly, with indies, you don't have to be too careful because a lot of indie games are on Steam, or they don't even have physical releases as well. Honestly, a lot of indie games, they don't get big releases though, and if they get any pre-order bonuses, it's probably something weird like I don't know, maybe an alternate costume, or hey, maybe 2 avatars in the soundtrack or something like that. But I'd still say be skeptical of indies. More Kickstarters than indies though, but I'd say definitely be skeptical. The last thing I want to say on this specifically is let's say a game is coming out though and it looks really cool, it's getting really hyped up, it's got the special edition's got a steelbook cover, it's got all this gear, I don't know, CDs and stuff, just like anyways, and you want to get it but like you don't know if it's good or not. You're gonna have to decide, is your money worth the risk? Has all the gameplay you've seen before worth the risk? Because like if you think about it, those special editions aren't gonna be around for long. I mean, they exist online though, but they're getting resold for a lot. Like one time I tried to buy a Vita a couple of years back, I didn't buy it in the end, but I looked into it and I saw Persona 4 Golden Vita edition or something. It looked good. It was like $500 or some shit. I don't remember how much it was exactly, but it was a lot. And I thought, it's just because someone's reselling this because they can. You really have to think about it. Like with Last of Us, when that comes out, I decided I'm taking the L. I'm probably pre-ordering it, not just like the base game. Get something, a figurine with it too, because I love Last of Us. But honestly, like if you make a decision to get a game or pre-order a game, it comes out and it's dirt, I want you to be mature about it. Like you could blame the company for let's say they just made a shit game. You want to let them know they had a shit game, blame them, but don't make them seem like the villain or like pre-ordering is the enemy. It's an option for people who are out there. It's like gambling. You have an option to do it or not. It's not the casino owner's fault. Well, I mean, some of these things are great. I'm getting sidetracked, but I'm saying, as far as pre-ordering goes though, I'm glad that the practice is around. I asked one of my friends why he pre-orders. He said he likes having his games downloaded at midnight, or already be downloaded onto his system. So as soon as the midnight comes, he start playing that shit at midnight. So all right, more power to him, and more power to you with your money. So just to recap, if you do feel bad knowing that pre-orders are the devil, know that they're not the devil though. Just be smart with your money, make the right decisions, and specifically, if you have an option to pre-order something like a few weeks right before it comes out though, I say that's probably good because some early reviews come out for it online though, so you get a good feel for it, and there may still be some special editions of that box set or whatever special edition that game wants to get it. So yeah, I just want to say I don't entirely hate pre-ordering games. Have I pre-ordered before? I've given like my $5 to EB Games to hold a copy of like Bayonetta 2, Smash 4 for me, but I've never played for the game full up front though. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do Last of Us. I mean, it's Naughty Dog. Like they have not screwed me once. Not saying they haven't screwed anybody, but I'm saying I have a pretty good experience with them, so I feel comfortable pre-ordering their game. Just remember though, Even if you like the game, some companies are not to be trusted. Fucking on end this video. Yeah, I actually really don't know how to end this video. I've been rambling for, God, I don't know how much. Anyway, pre-ordering video games. That is the subject. Be smart with your money. Bye. Like, comment, share, subscribe.